something, that's phony, and listeners can tell. You know, the people are not stupid. Well, some are questionable, but you know what I mean. They're not gonna buy it if they know it's phony. If you know, but if what you're doing, you can tell that you feel what you're doing, right, John Bon Jovial?
Oh, absolutely. The impression that I got with this song, especially the one that we just heard, would be a dance club. It would be a perfect song to get an extended play version in a dance club. It would be a monster, absolutely.
Yay, that's so good to hear. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Have you thought of trying to get into some of these dance clubs in addition to getting your music played on shows like the David Bowers Awards and any of the other internet shows that there may be out there, Reverb Nation, etc.? Have you thought of trying to penetrate any of these dance clubs and get some of the disc jockeys to play your music?
Well, I have. There's been other, local and internet radio stations that have been accepting and playing it, which I really appreciate the support. And right now that I've actually got the album coming out, and I've actually released some singles, now I'm really trying to push that. Before I was doing a lot of promo songs, and now that I'm getting a really good response from what I'm doing, I think now's the time to just push it, and make it happen for myself. So that's what I'm planning on doing in the near future. As soon as my album's released, I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah, David, we need to hook Jennie up, if we haven't already, with J-Man. And probably we should do the same with El-Jay, because we
Actually, J-Man is where I first came in contact with Jennie. He's the one that turned me on to Jennie quite some time ago, and I have since thanked him profusely for doing just that. We're just so glad that we found you and became aware of your music and got to listen to it, and even more so, got to talk to you and also have you here on the show. Now, you talk about now that things seem to be happening is the time to go for it. I couldn't agree with you more. Tell us what you got in mind. Can you let us in? I know you probably got your trade secrets and stuff you don't want to share, but can you give us an idea of what we can expect for, say, the next year or so?
Well, I'm definitely releasing the album. That's going to be happening most likely mid-February. That's the deadline that we have now. Once that happens, just obviously pushing it to as many radio stations and people's ears as I can. And booking myself at as many shows as I can to make people hear it even more. I do have a few things in the works that I really can't talk about, but they're big shows that are coming up, and I will be, sharing the news as soon as it comes up. And I also have some big opportunities to perform in Vegas. I'm actually also nominated for, I don't know if you guys know this, but through the Academia Awards. I won one last year. It's my second one through them. And I'm actually nominated. Yeah, I'm nominated for Artist of the Year, and I'm going to find out in April of this year if I win, and that's going to be held in L.A.
Oh, fantastic! Yes, I did realize when I was doing doing my homework on you, I did see that you'd actually won a few awards, and congratulations on that. But congratulations even more so on being up to win again. And you mentioned the album is probably coming out mid-February. I do hope you will squeeze the time into the schedule to come on back on the show, and we can preview the album and talk to you about it when it's released.
Most definitely, and I do have an album name if you guys like to hear it.
Oh, absolutely.
I haven't spoken to many people yet. So it's going to be called 50 Shades of Jennie J. And to me, the songs all have something to do with something I've been through or something I've felt or, something that relates to something in my life. So not a better idea but to name it 50 Shades of Jennie J, the different shades of me.
Oh, absolutely. No question about it. And we're definitely looking forward to that. And be sure and keep in touch with us as you have been. Let us know what's going on. Let us know about the awards, too, by all means. We had earlier today, we had Michaela stop by, and she just picked up not one but 4 Independent Tone Awards over the weekend. And she popped in to share the news with us. We hope you'll do the same.
Yeah, of course. I've watched Michaela actually as she's progressed over the years, and she's just she's exceeded in her music career so much, but she's worked so hard, and she should be so proud of what she's done.
Oh, she should be, and you're right. She has worked really hard at it, and still is, and it shows both in her music and her shows. That she definitely puts everything into it. That's one thing I've noticed with you too. You can tell that you do have your heart into it. You feel what you're doing, and you put more into it than just getting up on stage or just going into the studio and doing your job. You actually you put your heart and soul into it, and it shows.
Exactly. And I just work every day at making it better and better, finding out what my fans love and what they want from me as well. So that way I'm giving them an experience. That's another thing I learned over the last year is, really finding myself as an artist and how to really draw a crowd and captivate, and that's really important as an artist, is really captivating your audience, whether it be on the radio or in person. So that's how I feel I've grown as an artist in the last year since we spoke. So
I was going to say, one thing that I've noticed, too, since our last visit, Jennie, is the level of confidence that I'm hearing in your voice now just eclipses the last time that you were on. I can hear that you are really, really proud of the work that you do, but you have an air of confidence that you didn't have before, and it really shows, and it's working very well for you.
Thank you. It has been a rough road. Music is not easy, nor, trying to live every day as a normal person. So definitely have grown a lot over the year, and I just hope that, in the near future, things really take off for me. So this, little things like this, help a lot, supporting us artists and getting our music heard and pushing us. Without that, we wouldn't really make it. So thank you.
Well, that's one of the things that we dedicated ourselves to, as I've said many times in the past, with John and I both having had, long ago in a galaxy far away, careers in terrestrial radio, regular broadcast. This is kind of a combination for us. This is a pay it back to the artist whose music helped us to, work our way through life, raise a family, and survive this long, and pay it forward to the new emerging artists like yourself who are coming up in an interesting time. You have so much more advantage because of the availability of the technology of the internet and computers, but by the same token, it makes it that much harder because so does everybody else, and you have more direct competition, and there is so much more emphasis on the artist now than there ever has been before. So it's an exciting time, and it's an exciting thing for us to be able to, have one more stage for artists to get up and show their talents, their music, and share it with the world. And hopefully, as you are doing now, as Michaela has done, and several others that we've had on the show. We had the Grammy hopeful show here a month or so ago, back in early December, where we had 4 of our artists that we have had on the show this past year were up for consideration for Grammy Awards. So it's showing, it's paying off, and we've just been blessed and fortunate enough to have artists like yourself who are extremely talented, hardworking, and also just plain nice people, and it means so much to us. We can't help but wish you the very best, Jennie.
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully I'll be back and I'll be nominated for a Grammy. That's a definite goal in my near future. I would love to come back and say that.
Oh, I can imagine, and we would love nothing more than to have you come on the show and tell us that. Do keep in touch with us. Let us know what's going on. Like I said, you get your album packaged up and ready to go. Give me a shout, and we'll find a place on here where you can come on and share it with the world.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I will definitely stay in touch.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Jennie J from Phoenix, Arizona. And here is the song that's making all the noise. You're going to hear more of this one, I promise you. Jennie J, it's called Time Flies.
You're so strong with them kind eyes. Messed up, should've seen my prize. You're gone and I think I might cry. How can time fly by so quick? We had them plans and we was it. Everything was just so perfect, and now we aren't legit. Everything that we went through got me feeling strong about you. How come I still feel this way about you, baby?
Time flies, and I keep on looking back. Time flies, but all I see is black. Time flies, there ain't no turning back. Time flies, the past is in the past. Time flies, and I keep on looking back. Time flies, but all I see is black. Time flies, there ain't no turning back. Time flies, the past is in the past. Time flies, time flies, time flies, time flies.
Time flies. That's Jennie J, and time has flown. We're out of time for this show. We're going to have to wrap it up. We want to thank you, our listeners around the world, and our broadcast listeners in Rochester who pick us up on WRFZ 106.3 FM. We want to thank our guests, Jennie J and El-Jay, and we look forward to getting back with you again next week. John Bon Jovial, I think it's time to take us home.
Yeah, and also a quick thank you to Michaela as well for stopping by and letting us know about her 4 Tone Awards. My goodness, lady, you're doing all right. The David Bowers Awards, that's what you're listening to. We come to you from the studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and we're available for free download worldwide on Blog Talk Radio, also on iTunes, 365 Internet Radio, and Spreaker. Be sure to click the follow link on our Blog Talk Radio page and like The David Bowers on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and all those other silly social medias, and that way you can find out what is going to be coming up in upcoming shows right here on Blog Talk Radio and WRFZ. Speaking of which, be sure to join us for the next week's show of the David Bowers Awards, Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on WRFZ FM 106.3 in Rochester, New York. That's Rochester Free Radio, and on Blog Talk Radio Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 7 p.m. Greenwich time. For more great indie music and talk with the artists and make it happen, until next week, for the David Bowers and all the other morons at work here, I guess I should include myself in that, we really appreciate you tuning in and listening to us on the David Bowers Awards. This is John Bon Jovial saying love one another, be good to each other, and we will see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.